where we live, we're far enough away. The wind's blowing the opposite direction, and that's the clouds the opposite direction to where we live.
But of course, it's all dependent on the weather, isn't it? Because at the moment, the conditions do appear to be very favourable. The wind isn't strong, but if that changes at all, smoke could equally in the opposite direction.
Of course.
Colin, are you there?
Yes, of course it could. Just have to. Everything's got to stay calm, haven't they? And just assess it as it goes, to react accordingly. But people far enough out. It's a good condition, as you say. The smoke's going straight up in the air, and until I think if the fire was spreading alarmingly, it appears to be the best thing is to stay calm at this time. And of course, we should remind our viewers that the best thing is also to stay well away from the vicinity of this blast, because it is still an unfolding situation, still a developing situation, and police are warning that there could be more blasts happening throughout the course of the morning. There were 3 blasts initially this morning, and there were reports from eyewitnesses saying that there were subsequent blasts after that. So there is a big concern that this fire is going to be even greater. Colin, are you very concerned about that? I'm just staying calm myself. You're just trying to stay calm, you say? I am staying calm. That seems a very wise thing to do. Colin, thank you very much.
All right. You are watching the TV News channel. I think it's about time we give you an update of exactly what's happening here. If you're just tuning in for the first time, 3 large explosions have rocked a fuel depot near Hemel Hempstead in Hertfordshire. We're watching live pictures. You're seeing a combination of the flames, which are higher than a neighbouring building. You can see that just to the right of the pictures. There it is, the cameraman just zooming in. It's a 5-storey building, so you can imagine the size of the flames just behind it. They're the same height as the building. The plume of smoke going into the sky is hundreds and hundreds of feet high, and the police, the brigade, local residents say they've literally never seen anything like it. This is a major oil depot. It supplies both Luton Airport and also Heathrow Airport. It's used by BP, by Shell, by British Pipeline. We're talking about 20 tanks of fuel on the site. Now, each of these tanks hold 3 million gallons, so 60 million gallons of fuel potentially on fire. And if you've ever wanted to know what 60 million gallons of fuel look like when they're on fire, you're looking at it now. It's an extraordinary sight. It's likely to have huge consequences for the environment. It's causing chaos on the neighbouring roads, and it's causing misery, complete misery, to householders nearby because they're having to evacuate their homes, and we've already heard about a couple of homes engulfed in the flames. Lots of early speculation, quite inaccurate as it turns out, about how a plane may have flown into this, one of the planes from Luton Airport heading towards Luton Airport. That's wrong, according to Hertfordshire Police. So in amongst all the misery being caused by this morning, that's one little bit of good news, that it is not terrorist related. But according to Hertfordshire Police, we're looking at an accident, a very tragic accident, but this is an accident. More on that when I come back.
Hi, I'm Adam. I've met a girl. She's now my girlfriend. Well, not a girl exactly. She's a grown woman with 2 kids. I'm pretty certain they've all moved in with me. Somehow I'm back doing homework.
Go wireless with BT Broadband and you're free to use the internet anywhere in your home.
Finished.
Anyway, I think it's bringing us all closer together.
I found our tune.
To get wireless BT Broadband from £17.99, call 0800 317 316 now.
He's just a child. So Andrew can't defend himself when his father attacks him. She's just a child. But Charlotte's uncle makes her do things she's too young to understand. Children who suffer abuse and neglect, life is sometimes too much to bear. But if you donate £2 a month to the NSPCC, you can help stop the abuse and heal their pain.
Burger King's gone Kong. So ask us to Kong your Whopper and you'll get bacon and cheese added to any Whopper for just 20p. Go on, Kong your Whopper.
Looking for a new kitchen? Then look at these fantastic deals. This kitchen, including appliances, only £695. Or this kitchen, including appliances, only £995. Or this kitchen, made from real wood and solid granite, with no chipboard used, for just £1,595. Our price promise means we'll beat any like-for-like quote. So, for a free, no-obligation design, with no pressure sales, call us now on 08700 607 507. That's 08700 607 507.
Please call 0800 91 91 77 now and give £2 a month to the NSPCC. Thank you.
Hello, good morning. You're watching the ITV News channel. I'm John Nicholson. We're being joined now by ITV1 viewers for a special update on this morning's breaking news. There's been a huge explosion near Hemel Hempstead in Hertfordshire. It happened at Buncefield Oil Depot around 6 o'clock this morning. Now, these dramatic pictures give some indication of the extent of the explosion, which was heard up to 40 miles away. It sent flames shooting 200 feet into the night sky. Nearby homes had been evacuated. Police say it was an accident and not thought to be linked to terrorism. Now, it's believed that there were only a few workers on the site at the time. There are no reports of any injuries so far. The M1 motorway, 10 miles away, has been closed in both directions. Well, I'm joined now from the scene by reporter Sarah Beecroft. Sarah, it's a very dramatic scene behind you. Can you confirm, first of all, that what we're reporting, that there are no casualties? Is that what the police are still saying?
That's what we do believe at this moment, which is quite extraordinary. When you look at the size of this explosion, it really is something on a scale that we don't appear to have seen before. The flames rising hundreds of feet into the air. There's a 6-storey building right next to those flames, and the flames are double the height of that. Smoke cloud goes way, way up into the sky, and there are certainly some concerns now about the health hazard that this may be having. The police are expecting to hold a press conference a little later where we will receive some more details. As you say, at this stage it would appear to be an accident, but this accident has affected thousands of homes.
All right, Sarah, for the moment, thank you. And a reminder that there's continuing coverage the day on the ITV News channel. But for now, bye-bye. Hello again, you're watching the ITV News channel. Thank you for staying with us. We were just crossing over to give an update to viewers on ITV1, and if you're with us there, you no doubt saw Sarah Beecroft describing the scene. Sarah, thanks for staying with us. We keep using the same word, don't we? It's extraordinary. The size of that plume of smoke is quite amazing. I was asking you there about casualties. We're getting slightly conflicting reports, aren't we, about casualties, because the police so far are saying none. But I talked to a man earlier on this morning, and he said he'd helped carry a security guard into a car, and he thought he was quite badly injured, or at least had lots of cuts round the face. But sometimes these injuries look worse than they actually are, aren't they? If it's just cuts or broken glass and people just go home, and it takes a couple of hours to find out the true extent of the casualty figures.
That's right. I mean, I think it would be some sort of small miracle if an explosion of this scale could happen without there certainly being some kind of injuries. I know that on that site there are approximately 20 oil tankers. Now, fire has spread. There was one initial explosion which seems to have shook a radius of around 40 miles around this area. So you can't even begin to imagine what caused that. As we say, we do believe it is some sort of accident. There are another number of tankers on there. There were 2 subsequent large explosions, and then there have been a few small explosions. The police have told us that they are expecting that fire to continue to spread, so they are expecting even more explosions. Now, those clouds going up into the air there, they must be rising approximately 1,000 to 2,000 feet now. There's a building down here which is about 6 stories high. They must be at least 50 times the height of that building. Presumably at some point smoke is going to have to come down, and there'll be some sort of health risk. Certainly in the houses around this area, people I've been speaking to have been sending their children away from this area because they're certainly concerned about the health risks here. Let me just give you an idea of the scale. I'm about a mile away in an area called Hunter's Oak, which is on the edge of Hemel Hempstead. The houses all here, virtually every house you drive by, you walk, the windows have come out. There's one house where the front door has literally blown off its hinges. It's certainly frightened animals as well. There seems to be people who are saying their pets had been extremely frightened by this, worried by this. And as you can see there, how the emergency services are going to get anywhere near close to this fire to begin fighting it really is unknown.
All right, it's becoming a bit of a media event, isn't it? Last time your cameraman panned round, we could see just the crowds of reporters gathered there, aren't there? There's already quite a few people, as always in these media events, people gathering, trying to get the best shots they can. But the police are trying to keep you away, aren't they? They don't want anybody to get too close.
That's right. We've already been moved on once, and certainly, I mean, there are a few cameras here, but there are cameras and people out on the streets all over the place. There seems to be a number of vantage points where you can see across here, and certainly you can see the smoke and the flames for miles around. I think we're about as close as you can possibly get to it. And as you say, I certainly in my working career have never seen anything quite like this. I live about 3 miles away, and my whole house shook. Initially, the reports were that they thought a plane had come down. It really did sound incredibly loud. I mean, it sounded like it was right outside my house. As soon as I got up, I looked out of the window. Car alarms were going off, curtains twitching, lights coming on, people coming out onto the streets. And certainly that seems to be the picture right across Hertfordshire. People are coming out of their houses and just staring in awe at what has happened and just trying to get some idea of what is going on here. But as we say, at this stage, we do believe it is some kind of terrible accident.
I don't see any fire engines there, am I right?
Well, we can see nothing from where we are, but certainly since we've been here, the number of sirens that we've been hearing and helicopters circling above. Now, they possibly could be media helicopters, they could be police helicopters, but I know that the emergency services have been scrambled from not just Hertfordshire, but neighbouring Bedfordshire and all the counties around here. I would imagine that those emergency services will be severely stretched this morning. People have been talking about the initial explosion and how they tried to contact 999 and couldn't get through. That just gives you some idea of the amount of people that will have felt and heard and been affected by what's happened here this morning.
All right, we'll...
away, as it has been since about